Oh no. There's some serious things wrong with this recipe and the way that it's laid out in the book. Welcome back, guys. Today we are taking on 3-star chef Gordon Ramsay's spinach ricotta artichoke cannelloni from his Bread Street Kitchen cookbook. We got our mise en place all laid out, everything that we need for our cream sauce, and then everything that we're gonna need for our stuffing. And let's get to it. I'll go ahead and add this cream and milk into the pot, and we just wanna slowly heat this up. Add butter. We've got our butter in here, and we're gonna just add our flour. And we're only gonna be cooking this for a minute. We wanna keep a lot of that thickening power that it's gonna have. So this has been a minute. I'm gonna stop cooking this now because we don't wanna lose that thickening power that it'll have. Milk and cream has started to get warm here. All right, what I wanna do now, this is hot, so I wanna go ahead and move my pot over here so I don't have to relight a burner. And I'm gonna slowly add this milk and cream mixture into the roux here. You'll see that we'll begin to thicken this up nicely. And I'm gonna bring this up to a boil, and as I do, I'm just gonna continue to stir it. And we wanna let it simmer for 2 minutes. For cream sauces, you definitely wanna stir continuously. This is that thing that will burn if you don't watch it. I don't mean to tell you what to do. Do what you want, but that's my recommendation. Actually, I do mean to tell you what to do. Don't leave this. Watch this. Stir it. All right, this has been 2 minutes. We're good to go here. Add in that mustard. And we're gonna add in our cheese, cheddar cheese. That was 50 grams. And a little bit of salt. We know we're gonna need salt to taste. Okay. This is looking good. It's really thick. I hope that's not gonna be a problem. It's a little bit thicker than I thought it was gonna be, but I guess it'll be okay. We're gonna give this a taste. And actually there was a little mustard left on that spoon, so let's get that in there. And give this a taste for salt. It's close, but we'll give it a little bit more. Time for the stuffing mixture. Add that ricotta, mascarpone, and the Parmesan cheese. We'll go ahead and add the artichoke hearts, the egg yolk. Make sure I can get all that in there. And that blanched spinach, and we'll see if we need to add the rest of this, but I'm thinking probably not, looking at the portions. I'll just go ahead and mix this up. We're gonna season with that nutmeg, so I'm gonna start by not adding all of it. I'm gonna add about half of it, and then some salt as well. This does have that raw egg yolk in it, but I'm gonna go ahead and give it a bit of taste anyway. If you're concerned about it, you could heat this up, like put it in the microwave real quick and taste it, but we just wanna make sure that we got enough salt in here and nutmeg. For me, this seems salty enough because of that Parmesan cheese. I will go with the rest of the nutmeg though. To make life easier, we're gonna put this into a piping bag here. I don't actually have a nozzle for it. I don't think that's gonna be important. This is just gonna make our life easier. If you don't have a piping bag, then just a Ziploc bag and you'll be fine. And let's see if we can get all this mixture in here, one go. And actually, I'm gonna have to scrape this bowl, so I'm gonna get a measuring cup so I can have somewhere to hold this. All right, let's just get all that goodness out. Oh no, that's not good. Don't do that. Trying to keep it clean. I can just set this to the side while I clean up my mess. I'm gonna go ahead and turn on my oven here. I had to light it first. We want this to be 200 degrees Celsius, and whatever that is in Fahrenheit, I'll put it right here. Take out all the pans that are hiding. Stuff in time, I'm gonna be putting them into it's an ungreased tray. And here we go. All right, we are coming to the end here. Last 4, and I think I have the perfect amount left. So I think guessing that 3 of these are about the size of the cannoli was okay guess. All right, last one. Is this gonna be perfect? All right, that's pretty good. Now, the recipe says pour over the cheese sauce over the top, but that doesn't look very pourable now, does it? If I was not going by this exact recipe, I would add a little bit of water and thin this out, because this is it's gonna lose moisture as it bakes. But here we go. We're just gonna pour this over the top of our cannelloni. Just want to spread it evenly across. This is a lot of cream sauce for a little bit of cannelloni. Okay. Last but not least, I'm gonna go ahead and add that cheddar and that mozzarella. 150 grams of that. This is a lot of cheese. Okay. This is it. This is gonna go in the oven, and I'm gonna bake this for 20 minutes. And we'll see how it looks at that point. Out of the oven, it has been 20 minutes at 200. This is looking good. I'm gonna crank the oven up to 220 and go back in with this for another 10 minutes and hopefully make this all nice and golden on the top. Here we go. Look at that. That looks really, really nice. I am excited. Smells really good. All right, here we are, the moment I've been waiting for. This came out looking really nice. The golden, it got very nice and golden on the top here. Exciting, smells wonderful. Let's see, I hope this noodle came out all right. Still feels a little hard. Definitely crunch there. The middle of it is not cooked all the way. I don't know what the deal is with this. I hope that's just an outlier. Obviously it's not cooked all the way. Let's go for one in the middle here. So this one is covered in sauce. It's still steaming. So is this because I'm not using the actual cannelloni noodle? Is it because this cheese sauce is just too thick? There's not enough liquid in it for it to actually cook the pasta? What's our fix here? And do I just rate this based on this? I can't give Gordon's recipe a rating because I switched the noodle out on him. Although this cookbook has a picture with tomato sauce in there. Is that missing from this recipe? I don't know. Okay, so I have a little bit of water here. I'm just gonna go throw that right in the middle. Then I'm gonna cover with foil and get in the oven, say 10 minutes. How do you prevent this from happening? Well, You could cook the noodles beforehand, might be an option, and then just reduce your cooking time. That first 20-minute cook, I would do a little bit less. But we'll get this in here, get this in the oven. We'll see how it looks in 10 minutes, or taste in 10 minutes. We already know how it looks. Let's check this out. We got steam. We got steam, so it should be cooked, hopefully. That feels better on the spoon. This has been in for an additional 30 minutes with the foil on it. I'm not gonna cook it anymore. I think this is just what we're gonna get. Okay, so eating again. And it's better. There are honestly some serious things wrong with this recipe and the way that it's laid out in the book. So for the taste rating, it doesn't taste bad. It's cheese, noodles, spinach, and artichoke. I mean, how can that be bad? I'd say some parts of it are a little salty, and I know that I didn't over salt. So that's just from the cheese on the top, and then the Parmesan cheese, just a lot of salty cheese in there. I'm gonna go 7 out of 10 on taste. It tastes good. It's stuffed noodles. It can't be terrible. I'm not gonna write home to my mom about this though. The PETA score is where this is gonna get beat up a little bit. My first problem is in the book, this is served with a tomato sauce, as I pointed out earlier. That's clearly a tomato sauce on there. No, it's a tomato sauce. I don't know what else it would be, but there's no tomato sauce on here. I think the second thing is those cannelloni come in uncooked in this recipe. I just don't know. That has to work in some way. I don't know if it's because the noodle that I'm using is just not gonna work like that. But in the past, I remember cooking my noodles before I stuff them. And it's the same thing for when you cook lasagna. You cook the lasagna noodle and then you put it inside. I don't know. I just don't think this is great. I'm gonna give it, pain in the ass score is gonna be like a 4 out of 10 because this recipe doesn't reflect what you see on the actual photo in the book. I think it's a big deal if you're gonna do a bunch of photos in the book. The photos have to be what the people are what you're gonna cook when you go to make this. But I'd have to say not blanching this noodle or not recommending for it to be blanched. I just don't think it's accurate. I don't think that's what they're doing in the restaurant either. Let me know what your experience is. Have you cooked cannelloni or a dried pasta, stuffed it, and then put sauce over it and baked it into the oven without blanching the noodle first? It seemed like it would make sense to me, but as I said, when I was putting that cheese sauce on, I just felt like that cheese sauce was very loose for this because that noodle's gonna need water. It's gonna have to cook in this, and it came out and it wasn't correct. I'll say part of that's on me because of the noodle, but I don't know. So that's it, guys. What did I give it? 4 out of 10? Yeah, 4 out of 10 PETA score. I'll see you guys in the next one.